So a few years ago, I was doing a project with my students. We had just finished reading Hatchet by Gary Paulson, and that's all about a boy trying to survive in the wilderness. And my students were working on a survival project, and one of my students was talking about coming up with an invention that would help him survive in the wilderness. And he told me, Mr. Gregson, I know how I'd be able to survive in the woods with just a shoelace, and I could do it against a bear. I go, interesting, tell me. He goes, first, I'd climb up into a tree and I'd wait for a bear to walk underneath. And as soon as the bear walked out underneath, I'd jump out of the tree and I'd strangle it with the shoelace. I'm like, okay, well, a bear is pretty strong. I don't think you'd be able to hurt a bear with, just a shoelace. And he goes, you're probably right. I'm going to come up with something better. So I step away for a bit and I come back to him a little bit later. He goes, Mr. Gregson, I know how I'd be able to take down a bear with only a paperclip. And I'm like, this sounds interesting. Let's hear it. He goes, first I'd climb up into a tree and I'd wait for a bear to walk underneath. And as soon as the bear walked underneath, I'd leap out of the tree and I'd stab it in the eye with a paperclip. And I go, I really don't think you understand just how strong bears are. Like a paperclip is such a thin, slip of metal. It's not going to do anything to a huge bear. And he goes, maybe you're right. I'm going to come up with something better. So I step away, very skeptical. And then I come back to him a little bit later. He goes, Mr. Gregson, I've come up with the perfect solution. Okay, let's hear it. First, I'd climb up into a tree and I'd wait for a bear to go underneath. And as soon as a bear went underneath, I'd leap out with a fork and I'd stab it.